Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. I am the Battle Room, and today I've got teams. I've got lots of teams. I have 10 different rental codes for you to use. They will all be linked down below. I'll have the rental code and the Poke Paste so you can try them out on Showdown, try them out in-game, whatever tickles your fancy. In honor of the Regulation I ladder being officially in-game, we've got teams for you. So this is a great way if you want to just try a different restricted pair, maybe that you haven't tried, or you're just itching to play the in-game ladder. I've got the teams for you. Some of these teams are better than others. Some of them are teams I've made, some of them have done really well in tournaments. There's a variety of options here for you. Again, all of it will be linked down below, so feel free to skip throughout the video, find the teams that you want to see. Without further ado, let's break down some teams and get you in the online Battle Stadium ladder. So first up here is, we're going to start with CSR. So this will be the first CSR team of CSR Zamazenta. So this duo is the best, I would say. They're the strongest duo in the game right now. It's found a lot of success. Originally, this is the same 6 that the Japanese player Snow used in one of the online Victory Road tournaments, but then Zine actually used the same 6 to win the next one. So this team is very, very well proven in open sheet best of 3, but I don't see why it couldn't be good in best of 1 either. Either way, this team is extremely solid. The main idea is that you have Calyrex and Zamazenta. They're a pretty god combo. Calyrex does tons of damage paired with Zamazenta. It's really annoying to deal with. They cover each other super well offensively, right? Like, what gets rid of Ghost? Like, you turn into a normal type, boom, Zamazenta's there. Boom, oh, Zamazenta, you want to dodge him in Sonora? You want to turn into a Ghost type to dodge his fighting move? Boom, Calyrex is there. The synergy is just really, really basic, but really, really effective. This is just like, I would say, good mons, the team, right? We've got a very strong, potent Tailwind mode. We've got Urshifu. We've got Fake Out with Urshifu. And then we have Chien-Pao to power up all the physical attackers. And then you just have a strong-ass Calyrex to bring everything together in this really, really potent and sick team. This one's pretty simple for the most part. You're mainly going to be setting up Tailwind when you have to. Otherwise, you're just using the strong mons to be strong. You're smacking things around with Sword of Rune boosted attacks, or you're just softening everything up for a Calyrex sweep. Those are the main ways I figured to play this team. I think this team is incredible, and I think we'll see a lot of it throughout Regulation I. So if you want to try this one out, rental code right up there. Again, paste is down below. That's really it. I don't have much to say about this one. Everything is pretty strong here. Like, the items aren't too crazy. I would say Life Orb Chien-Pao is the craziest, but I think it's just so you can use Calyrex Shadow with the Sash, because Calyrex Shadow with the Sash is just, it's just so fucking broken. So you mainly just have to take a hit and run Life Orb Chien-Pao, but even then, Ice Shard is really cool. It's a great way to pick off Sash CSRs. That's the main reasoning behind Ice Shard. I think it's a really cool tech. Most people will know you have Ice Shard, by the way, so keep that in mind. But overall, this team is pretty sick and nothing too crazy here. Let's break down the next CSR team. So this team has been making the rounds in the Victory Road tournaments, doing pretty well here. I think this is a much more aggressive take on CSR. I mean, the last one was pretty aggressive in and of itself. You did have that Fake Out Rillaboom mode. You did have like strong defensive switching, but this one's just about dealing fucking damage, right? Koraidon paired with Calyrex Shadow is just big damage. You're fast, you're strong. Chi-Yu just brings everything together in this perfect, like, it powers up CSR, it powers up itself with Koraidon. It's just beautiful. You have Whimsicott for Tailwind, and then Brute Bonnet brings everything together defensively, gives you Spore, gives you a much better Ice Rider matchup, and I think Ditto does the same as well. Ditto obviously very annoying in the Calyrex mirror, but also very, very good into Ice Rider. Stealing an Ice Rider is just really, really good. This team is so much fun. I've tested this one out myself. I don't really love it, but I think it's very potent and really strong. It's got a lot of strong options, some pieces that your opponents might not expect. Sub CSR is really, really good, really, really cool. And then pairing that with Whimsicott is really potent, right? Like, being able to helping hand your Calyrex goes nuts, right? It also sets up Tailwind, so Whimsicott's cool. Overall, I think this is just a really, really aggressive and very strong team, right? Like, you're hitting them with big damage, and you're just going in. I don't know what else to really say about this one. I think it's strong. Yeah, Koraidon's cool. I think Koraidon, Chi-Yu, Calyrex, that core 3 just makes the team really, really powerful. Like, holy fuck, I don't want to deal with that. Anyways, let's go to the next CSR team. The next team here is for all you turtle heads out there. Terapagos is back and better than ever. Terapagos didn't really go anywhere, and I think Terapagos paired with Calyrex Shadow Rider is just really, really sick. I think there's a lot of different ways you can take this team. I opted for Shifu on this version. I think the Fake Out brothers plus Terapagos and CSR are like the essential pieces, but then like Ogerpon Cornerstone I think is really, really valuable because it gives you a Follow Me user. I do think Follow Me is probably necessary to the team, otherwise Amoonguss can go pretty nuts on you, but having that grass Follow Me is really really sick. And then Urshifu is just Urshifu. Why not just wind it out? Obviously, Calyrex is going to be the Sash user here. The main idea is just like the Fake Out guys plus Terapagos is really strong. But then you have to deal with this +1/+1 Terapagos, but then CSR comes in, and you're like, fuck, now I'm getting burnt. Now this guy's disabling me. Now he's hitting me with an Astral Barrage and a Terra Starstorm. Jesus Christ, what do? I think it's really, really strong, and I think this team will continue to rise in terms of its power level. I think this team is absolutely ridiculous, and I think we're going to see a lot of it going forward. I don't expect this to die down at all, and I think this is a great starting point if you're a Turtle fan to potentially start moving yourself in the Regulation I, because I think that this isn't going to go anywhere, and I think you should try it out. If you like the Turtle, if you like CSR, this one's for you. It's a pretty simple team. It's mainly just Fake Out plus Terapagos. Go nuts. That's really it. And then Shadow Rider is just a great restricted to pair with Terapagos, in my opinion. So this team isn't really, really incredible, but this will be our last CSR team. Now, let's hop into some Miraidon teams. So our first Miraidon team is basically just Joe UX9's team, part 2. Like, this team was really, really effective. Joe top 8 at Internats with it. He top 4 to regional with it. This team was his bread and butter, and I think it's a really, really good team to move on to Regulation I with. I think that replacing Urshifu with Zamazenta is really, really potent and really strong. I think Urshifu does something a little different, and I think that there could be different routes you can go, but I think Grimmsnarl plus Specs Miraidon is absolutely nuts, right? That's really strong. But now you get to pair that Specs Miraidon and Grimmsnarl with a second restricted, which I think Joe's team just only benefits from. The double restricted format is just better for Grimmsnarl. It's just better for Iron Hands and Ditto. So I think Joe's team just aged like fine wine, and I think it just got better. So I think there's some different routes you could go. You could try different restricteds here, but I think starting with Zam makes a lot of sense to me. So yeah, it's just about setting screens, dealing damage with your restricteds, and then you have Ditto to steal a restricted, and you have Iron Hands because he's so fucking broken. In this format, he got better, he's chilling, he's good, and then Volcarona's there mainly to just help you with Zam, but it's also just a very, very potent mon into stuff like Terapagos, stuff like CSR, like being able to set up Quiver Dances goes incredibly hard. The funniest part about this team is it's just so nuts that you could have Grimmsnarl, Miraidon, Zam, and Ditto, and that means you get 3 restricteds in your game, and a Grimmsnarl with screens. So like everything just becomes fucking unkillable, and I think this team's pretty cool. I think this is a great place to start, especially with a little bit of a different team. I do think a lot of people are picking this team up. We saw it do incredibly well in one of the victory roads as well, so hop in there, try this one out. I think it's a pretty sick team. And it has Ditto, and I think Ditto's incredibly fun. If you like having fun, this team's for you. So next up here is a Calyrex Ice original. So Raghav and I actually made an entire video about how we built this team, and then we did some test games with it. So if you're really interested in this team, I'll link the video down below so you can watch the video if that's what your heart desires. But if not, the team's right here for you. It's got the rental code. So this is a Calyrex Miraidon team. The idea here is pretty simple. It's about setting Trick Room with Calyrex, with the Fake Out, with the Follow Me, but then you also have this really potent and strong fast mode with Miraidon and Iron Treads and Urshifu. And Urshifu kind of blends both modes together, so does Incin. It's just a lot of good Pokemon on one team, and then an Iron Treads. So I think overall this is a pretty decent start if you want to try out the Miraidon Calyrex. I think this duo has a ton of crazy and just crazy depth. There's so many ways you can go with it, whether you're using Furry-Giraffe, whether you're using Grimmsnarl, whether you're using Iron Treads and Urshifu. There's a lot of different ways you can go about this one, but Raghav and I built this team together on the channel, so I thought, why not feature it here? I think it's a pretty fun team. We did find a little bit of success with it. I think we won almost every game. So overall, I think it's pretty sick. The Iron Treads is a really fun matchup bond, specifically into the Mirror and into Miraidon. I think Iron Treads is much better in this format. And yeah, I mean, it was thriving in the last format. Why can't it thrive now? I think this team is mostly just like, it lets you have fun, right? You got Volt Switch, you got Trick Room. There's a lot of options here. I don't know what to say about this one. This one's cool. Iron Treads is fun. Yeah. Press Trick Room, press Volt Switch, have fun. So next up here, we do have Miraidon Ho-oh. Now this team is another Battle Room original, but when Raghav and I built this, I wanted to make a really strong Miraidon Ursaluna team because when we were talking about it, we thought it sounded pretty good. We thought it had a lot of potential, and I think this turned out pretty fucking good. Now, I like this team a lot. I think it has insane potential. I think Ho-oh, Ursaluna, Miraidon is such a strong, potent core. You definitely need a Trick Room setter, so the draft's really important as well. But I think overall, this team just has a lot of options. You have the Miraidon, Ho-oh, Iron Hands core. Iron Valiant is extremely good in the mirror, and just good overall. We do have a video with this team as well. Definitely recommend checking that out if you like this one. But overall, it's just a really strong team. We won almost every game we played with it, and I think this one has a lot of potential. I think D6 is a great way to start. I think Ursaluna is in a very good spot right now. I think Ursaluna is very broken. I think Ursaluna paired with these guys is incredible. Iron Hand synergizes well with everything. It's just a strong team. Overall, your main idea is going to be just like setting up either Trick Room sweeps with Ursaluna, but then Miraidon Ho-oh and Iron Valiant form this really good, strong, fast mode, right? Miraidon's super fast, Iron Valiant's super fast, so it turns into this really potent, strong, fast mode. And then you have the Trick Room mode. You can set up Tailwind with Ho-oh too. You have Tail Room. It's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful team. I'm a fan of this one. I genuinely think this team is really good. And if you're struggling, you don't know where to start, I think this would be my #1 recommendation because I think this one's so fun. Ho-oh is finally good. It's finally sick. Miraidon feels good. I think all the sets synergize so well with Ursaluna. You can just lead Farigiraf plus Hands, Farigiraf plus Miraidon, Volt Switch on out, bring in Ursaluna, and boom, your guts boosted. You're going nuts. Same thing with Ho-oh. We have multiple Volt Switches to pair with the Regenerator. It's a sick team. I suggest this one. This is my #1. If you want to try this team out, I recommend it. I had so much fun making the video and just playing with this team. I literally afterward I said, dude, this one has some potential. I think this is like, we're going to release the video, but man, I like this one. So I definitely think you should try this one out. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. It uses a lot of cool, weird Pokemon, but I think they're all really good. I think Ursaluna is really strong. I think Iron Valiant's strong, and Ho-oh. So overall, I think this is a really strong team. Please give it a try. I think it's mad fun. So with the last Ho-oh team, I did have to hit you with another one because I think Ho-oh paired with the bikes is very good. Koraidon Ho-oh is pretty cool as well. This was a team that I found on Twitter. It was like a Japanese tournament and I just saw the open sheet. Or not the open sheet, I just saw the 6 Pokemon and the items. And I thought, hey, let's recreate it. Let's give you guys a weird Koraidon Ho-oh team that did really well in some Japanese tournament. I couldn't find the original tournament, so I can't give credit, but I do think, I just saw the 6 Pokemon, I said, let's make it. So I think this team is really cool. I think that Ho-oh Koraidon is a really cool pair. Again, your Koraidon isn't a fire type. It kind of feels like one, but it's, you know, like, it's not technically a fire type. So pairing it with Ho-oh is really sick because it's actually a fire type. Sun boosted Sacred Fires go incredibly nuts. You have a Tailwind mode to pair with the Koraidon. You can go fast. Obviously, Koraidon Flutter Mane is really nasty. Same with Raging Bolt. So this is very much just a Sun-centric team with a Ho-oh. You also have an Incineroar with Flare Blitz who can do mad damage. It gives you that fake out, gives you that Ice Rider matchup, just kind of like slows the game down for you. And then Iron Treads is kind of your Miraidon matchup. I think Iron Treads is good once again, but also just pairing it with Koraidon does, I would say, help with Miraidon because Ho-oh Koraidon really hate Miraidon, so you have this Iron Treads. I think the Sash Flutter Mane is really good. I think Koraidon's really good. And I think Ho-oh is good. This is just 5 really good Pokemon with an Iron Treads. I definitely think if you like Ho-oh in any way, this is another way to run them. I think Ho-oh's best partners are the bikes, and this is just a really strong option if you enjoy using Ho-oh. I think the Flutter Mane set's really good. I think Koraidon's a little weird being loaded dice, but I thought, hey, let's try it out. It can't hurt. I think Scale Shot is a really cool move, considering there are some decent amount of dragons in the format, and also being able to smack Shadow Rider around is really cool. Dealing that damage, potentially KOing through Sash, is huge. And then you have this awesome, super powered Raging Bolt that just synergizes with everything. It's just a really strong Sun team that you should give a try. So next up here is the Lunala Koraidon team. Now this team is very good. It's performed a lot in these online tournaments, winning multiple of them. It feels like a very Italian-centric team. I don't know who the original creator is. I've just seen a lot of Italians perform really well with it. But I think this team is absolutely nuts. If you're not countering this team going into future tournaments, I definitely think you're throwing a bit. I think right now this team is very good. Again with the Ursaluna. But the main idea here is going to be that you have this strong Sun mode, right? You have Flutter Mane, Chi-Yu, Koraidon, Brute Bonnet. You have the Sun Brothers, right? But then you have this Lunala that pairs extremely well with everything. Wide Guard is really valuable. Having a Trick Room mode is really cool with these super fast Scarf Mons. But then you need the Trick Room Sweeper. That's where Ursaluna comes in. It pairs really well with all of these Pokemon because you're able to just set up Trick Room with ease with Lunala, Brute Bonnet, Lunala, Koraidon. Any way you want to set up Trick Room, you can force a really aggressive pin and set up Trick Room that way, or you can just live with the pure bulk that Lunala has, set up Trick Room and just start sweeping. I think it does help a lot with the Miraidon matchup. It lets Ursaluna go absolutely nuts, and I think this team is just so sick right now. I think this is one of the most well-crafted teams in the meta right now. I think it's very potent, very strong. and you should be using it or countering it. I think the way that it works is pretty simple. You got the Sun mode, you got the Trick Room mode. You can set up Trick Room like I mentioned earlier with offense, or you can just press Rage Powder Trick Room. You can... The options are endless here. You got this really potent, strong, fast mode. You got Chi Flutter, you got Koraidon, and you have Luna. There's not much I can really say about this one. It's got a lot of good tools. You have Spore, you have Icy Wind, you have Trick Room. It just really endless options, and it's just so frustrating for your opponents to play against. Anytime I play against a team, it gives me a headache, and I think you guys should use it. So I put it on the list. Again, I don't really know who the original creator of this team was. I've seen a lot of Italian players using this in multiple different online tournaments, but I think it's really good, and you guys should give it a try. All right, for the last two teams, we have some more interesting teams, some interesting restricted duos. I think Zacian Kyogre is really powerful. So this was a team that Raghav and I built on the channel once again. If you want to see more of a breakdown of how we built it and us using it, it's on the channel. I'll link down below. But this team was built around Zacian Kyogre, who I think is still a pretty deadly and strong duo in this format. I think Zacian is a good Pokemon, but specifically paired with Kyogre, they have a lot of obviously natural synergy. You have one of the best types in the game of Fairy Steel, and then you have Kyogre, who gets rid of one of the weaknesses and also threatens the other weakness of Ground. So it's just really sick. I think Zacian can be really frustrating to deal with because bringing in Incineroar into Kyogre feels bad. We decided to round it out with Tornadus, obviously, but then we added Indeedee and Ditto on. Indeedee's pretty cool because it does protect you from the annoying Rillabooms, Raging Bolts, all those kind of guys. And it stops Fake Out, so now Incineroar is even more scary to bring into the team. But then we have Ditto, who helps with the Ice Rider matchup specifically. But as I mentioned earlier with the Ditto team, I think Ditto is just a really, really good Pokemon right now. Stealing a restricted is broken, and your opponent usually has two. And it steals the boosts, whether it's from CSR, Ice Rider, Zacian. You can steal all the boosts, and Ditto just becomes really, really threatening. And then no Kyogre team is incomplete without a Scarf or Shifu. I think this team was really fun when we tested it out, and I think there's a lot of potential here. I do think that there are probably a little bit more basic, a little bit more effective versions, but I thought I'd include our own just because I think this team is ridiculously fun. I think if you're looking for Zacian Kyogre, you don't want to use one of the really boring restricteds. These two are a little bit more sleeper, but I think together they become really potent. So yeah, I think you should give this team a shot. I think it's pretty simple to play. It's all about that Water Spout, but we do have more defensive options with that Indeedee. Zacian Kyogre just is naturally very bulky Pokemon, so yeah, you won't be disappointed. Give this team a try. And finally, this is the 6 Pokemon that Justin Tang used at the beginning of the format to win a Japanese tour. I'll link his YouTube video down below if you want to see him break down the team. But I just took the same 6 Pokemon, same movesets, and just made my own spreads for them. So yeah, this team I think is really strong still. I think it's pretty cool. I like Groudon. I did a lot of testing of Groudon going into the Milwaukee Regionals this upcoming weekend, and I think Groudon feels good. He sucks because he misses, but overall, if you hit your moves, I think he's a good restricted. And I think this team really lets Groudon shine, right? Bulk Up's really sick. You have Rage Powder, you have Follow Me, you have Fake Out. Bulk Up's really easy to set up. But then you also have this really potent Trick Room mode where Groudon can go absolutely nuts. A lot of the teams are really fast right now. Even a lot of the teams I gave you in this video are very Tailwind reliant, or they just have really fast Pokemon. So slowing the game down, pressing Trick Room, and letting Groudon shine is sick. And you have easy ways to set up Trick Room this time. You have Rage Powder, you got Fake Out, you got Follow Me. You have any option to set up Trick Room. I think this is very much a Trick Room team. And then Groudon can shine as the main sweeper. But yeah, I think this team is really cool. Raging Bolt pairs well with everything. Ogerpon pairs well with the Sun. Everybody's kind of at this really bulky middling speed, but it makes them really, really bulky and really, really strong. So they're just really frustrating to kill. And then you have Incin with Fake Out and Wisp. You have Pollen Puff and Spore, so everything is just living forever and dealing lots of damage. You have 2 setup moves as well in Bulk Up and Meteor Beam. I think this team's sick. I really like Lunala Groudon as a pairing, and I did consider it myself going into the first regional. So I do stand behind the pairing, and I think that it maybe has some room to be explored. And maybe this can be the starting point to test it out and to try it out. This is kind of a throwback to Lunala Dawn of old. I don't think it's as strong as it once was. But I think Lunala is really strong. I think Lunala is really good. So pairing it with Groudon, fuck it. Maybe it can work. But yeah, those are all the teams I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is all about just getting you teams. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know which ones you want to use. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this where we just give you some teams. But good luck laddering and good luck exploring Regulation I. Peace.